ready to organize your amazing ideas into a powerful book? It's time to write your book. Welcome to The Right Hour, nonfiction tips from the right coach with Joyce Glass, where you can learn the business and craft of writing.
Hi, and welcome to episode 704 of The Right Hour. Today, I have a little Thanksgiving special for you because this week in the United States is Thanksgiving. So I thought I'd do a little reflection time and just share some other podcasts with you that I don't know if maybe you missed, or maybe it'd be a good way to refresh. And all the links to them will be in the show notes. But then I have another special for you. In U.S., I don't know about around the world, but we have Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up. And so I do have a Black Friday special for you with a special discount code. So you'll want to listen to the end to make sure you catch that. So today, first I want to talk about how to start a book, because the number one question I'm asked when people learn that I'm a writing coach and editor, they're like, well, how do you start a book? Or if they're interested in writing a book, or what do you do? And part of what I do is I teach people the steps to start their book. Because a lot of people come to me, they're overwhelmed, they're disorganized, they're not sure how to put all their great ideas together. So this really helps them. And you will learn the 5 steps to start your book. And I break down that overwhelm for you and the chaos that's in your brain. And the link to that is in the show notes, but it's episode 104 of The Right Hour. And then the next one is how to organize your research. So if you've started the book, then you're going to have to research some things. It could be you got to research illustrations, maybe stats, maybe you've got to research if you're doing something technical, you've got to research how to do it. Or if you're doing something spiritual, you may need to research words or biblical stories, that kind of thing. So whatever your research is, I share 3 of my favorite apps to help you organize your research. And I explain how to use them in episode 103. So the link again to that is in the show notes. And then after you have finished writing your book and you're researching it, you have after the draft. What do you do next? So I share the steps with my she was a friend of mine, and we worked together for a little bit. But her name is Colleen Wheatmartian, and I interviewed her. She's also an editor as well. And we created the After the Draft checklist. And we have a checklist of things for you to go through after you've written your book to make sure your book is professionally written and edited and everything's ready to go for the publisher. And then the last episode I wanted to direct you to is, do you need a writing coach and an editor? It's an interview with Carmen. She's one of my previous clients who went on to win an award for her book, Just See Me, Sacred Stories from the Other Side of Dementia. It's an excellent book filled with stories. She interviewed families and got their side of the story and how they feel when this diagnosis hits the family. And it's for caregivers and people dealing with family members with dementia. And so it's an excellent book, and we worked together for about a year on that book. And she shares her experience of working with me. So obviously not everybody can work with me, and not everybody wants to work with me, and that's fine. But it's a good way to know, what does a writing coach do, and what does an editor do, and what's the difference, and how can I help, or how can a writing coach and an editor help you? So that is episode 107, and I don't think I mentioned, but After the Draft is episode 106. And like I said, all of these links will be in the show notes for you, and you'll be able to check them out. Then the last thing I want to tell you about is 5 fiction techniques every nonfiction writer needs to use. Is a mini course I created back in the summer, and it teaches you how to engage the mind of your reader. And you'll learn how to cut the fluff, share your stories in an engaging and compelling way, and then get your genius content out there like a pro for people. So no matter what you're doing, you become the expert with your book. And what 5 Fiction Techniques does is it takes you through the editing process and things to look for, things to add, things to take away. So it's not just fiction stuff, it's also the techniques that you use in fiction, but there's some other things in there that'll really help your editing process. And it comes with a review and edit guide. So I took all the ending questions out that you need to ask yourself that apply to each technique. And so you have a reference to that, but then there's a PDF with the entire 5 fiction techniques in a PDF format as well as video format. So you have a video, a PDF on how to do the 5 fiction techniques, how to edit your work, and then there's a review and edit guide so that you can keep it handy for each of your projects. So you could print it out for each project and use it like a checklist when you're editing, or you can use it digitally as a reference, whichever way works best for you. And I just want to say again, thank you for being my listeners. This is in the middle of episode 7. I have 2 more episodes this season, then I'll be done for the year. And next year, we have a special announcement coming soon. And I will start season 8 back in January. And next year, my goal is to have, the 6 episodes for a season, and then try to just take 2 weeks off. I've got some more help now, so it may be more possible to do that. But thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate all the great comments that I get. But if you could leave a review, I would greatly appreciate that. If you would leave a review on iTunes or any of the apps that you listen to. I think Google Play has a place to review too. Anywhere that you listen to it, I would greatly appreciate leaving a review or leave a comment on the show notes if any of these episodes really help you with getting your book off the ground. Because that's the thing that I love to do, is help my listeners, my clients, the people I'm coaching in my course, all of that. I love to help people achieve their dream of writing a book and sharing their genius with the world. So thank you again, and I want you to enjoy your time off, whether you're spending it with family or friends, or maybe you're even by yourself and relishing a few quiet moments, whatever works for you. But I'm so glad that you're here, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Right Hour. Are you wondering how to start your writing journey but feel overwhelmed or confused? After taking 4 years to write her first book, Joyce completely understands. She created the 4 steps to the right book to help you clarify your focus, create and organize your content, and complete your book. She shares tips on the writing process, and you can download the Writing Planner to track your progress and create weekly and monthly milestones to complete your book. You can sign up for the short email series at thewritecoach.biz. That's TheWriteCoach.biz. Or go to the link in the show notes for the podcasts. You can sign up on the side pop out on the computer, or on the phone, it's a blue bar at the bottom that pops up. You can also go to the bottom of the homepage to sign up for the 4 steps to the right book. Don't let fear and overwhelm stop you from writing your book. It's time to write your book.